promote their campaign. With the holiday season in full swing, traveling can be stressful, but there are some tricks to make it easier. It's 6:31. CBS News Brief. Before flying into Camp David for the Christmas holiday, President Biden spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu about the war in Gaza. Did they discuss the ceasefire?
I did not ask for a ceasefire.
He said, I had a private conversation. I did not ask for a ceasefire. The UAE's UN ambassador called for a ceasefire as the Security Council passed a weakened resolution on the matter. We need a clear ceasefire to stop the death of so many civilians on the ground. 65 to 70% of those are reported to be women and children. The scale of the human suffering is enormous. The United States is still involved in the resolution. In the mountains of the west, it is likely you see at least an inch of snow on the ground, and we do have several inches coming for the Central Plains. Meteorologist Kenny Cass at the Weather Channel. CBS News Brief. I'm Linda Kenya. Good evening, I'm Liz St. John. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday evening. It's the final weekend before Christmas, with many last-minute shoppers out looking for deals. KCBS's Mike DeWald is in San Francisco's Union Square, where people were hoping to take in some holiday cheer. Union Square is busy, so the sale of locals and tourist delight. But shopping, for most people, will find gathered around the massive tree for photos. Others just wandering, seeing the atmosphere and the energy. Caitlin is originally from Sonoma County. She's here with family from New York.
Here to New York City is not this crowded. So we were just seeing the Christmas displays in New York, so now we're coming here.
Some shops were quiet and empty, others filled with traffic as people look to get last-minute gifts. Tina says things feel calmer in the stores, though the deal's not quite what she was hoping for.
Not as much as not the deep discounts yet.
Right. Macy's also had a few special guests, SPCA therapy ambassadors from Four-Legged Friends to help people shop. In Union Square in San Francisco, Mike DeWald, KCBS.
U.S. Airlines saying it's been a blockbuster travel season so far, and long lines at many Bay Area airports confirm that. KCBS's David Welch reports.
Let's get the shoe debate out of the way first. So there's two schools of thought here. Clint Henderson is the managing editor at the Points Guy. His job, travel a lot. I usually use a slip-on tennis shoe that's very comfortable, but there's a school of thought that if you wear your heaviest shoe, that's not taking up that space in your luggage. Regardless of what type of shoe you wear, Henderson says always pack so you can carry your luggage onto the plane. That's my general favorite travel tip. Wearing checking bags that'll help you a lot. Of course, not every trip affords packing light, and oftentimes the plane is full. That means overhead space fills up fast. When that happens, gate check. Not only are you getting that bag checked for free, but then sometimes it's waiting for you on the jet bridge. A lot of his tips are part of the travel canon. Get to the airport early, prepare yourself for flight delays, and speaking of delays, he says it helps to do a little homework. If you have the airline app installed on your phone, if something goes wrong, you can potentially rebook yourself on your own phone. In San Francisco, David Welch, KCBS.
Experts are predicting a major travel event in 2024. If you miss the last total solar eclipse, you'll have another opportunity in April. But you have to travel. KCBS's Susan Kennedy reports. The sun, moon, and planet Earth will be in perfect alignment on April 8th, producing a total eclipse of the sun.
Daytime suddenly turns to nighttime for a few minutes, but it's rapidly like nothing you've ever seen before.
Michael Wheeler is an eclipse photographer and co-creator of GreatAmericanEclipse.com. He says this solar eclipse will be twice as long as the one 6.5 years ago, and 31 million people should be able to see it. Wheeler calls it a life-changing experience.
It's like being in a science fiction movie. It's like something you've never seen before. It's something that takes you out of the ordinary, and it also is just so magnificently beautiful. It's not just the eclipse itself, but it's the sky, the whole environment around you.
The eclipse will be visible from Texas to Maine. Susan Kennedy, KCBS.
Friday, December 23rd. The planet Vulcan, of Star Trek fame, is hot, rocky, and desolate, and a long, long way from Earth.
But in the 1800s, many astronomers believed there really was a planet Vulcan. It too would have been hot, rocky, and desolate, but much closer to home. In fact, they suspected it was orbiting quite close to the sun. Astronomers got the idea that there must be another planet by plotting the orbit of Mercury, the closest planet to the sun. Each time Mercury came closest to the